Howdy, howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again, and well, the season is in the books. Joey Logano gets the championship. Chase Elliott wrecks himself, and Chastain doesn't try the wall ride, and Bell fumbles at the end. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. Because man, it was a very uneventful championship race. Congratulations to the 22 camp winning it in the year 22, which I think might be the first time ever in NASCAR history the door number of a car actually won it in that said year. No, Burton was close in 99. Kyle Busch was close in the year 2018, but I think that might be the first time. Could be completely mistaken on that one, but of course you can pre-order the race win 124 scale diecast for Logano. He did win the Phoenix race and the championship, and I'm pretty sure they'll be making the 164. They already made the Clash win, which he did win the first next gen race ever, and he gets it done at Phoenix. So you can pre-order that. You can use the promo code down below, guys, and you can also use this code for the upcoming Black Friday sale. Good news, good news. The Black Friday sale for Circle B Diecast. If you see 124s, 164s, even some apparel, they're going to be on very good discounts. I wait all year for that sale, and of course you can check out that code down below. Use code Diecastbuffet for any orders $30 or more. So, back to the uneventful season finale at Phoenix, which in my opinion is one of the worst racetracks on the circuit. You've probably watched my videos time and time again. It doesn't matter who wins the champion. I could care less, right? Phoenix is so uneventful for the Cup Series. It's embarrassing. It's like Richmond. Richmond and Phoenix produced the worst racing in the Cup Series year after year. When Chase Elliott won the championship, the racing sucked. When Larson won the championship, the racing sucked. Why do they keep going back to Phoenix for the championship race? I have no idea. Homestead is 10 times better of a race. They could go to Kansas. They could go to Las Vegas. They could go anywhere else to host a championship. Yet they continue to go to Phoenix, which the racing is not good. It wasn't good in the spring, and it's still not good in the fall. It's so uneventful. Once you get clean air and you're out front and you don't drive a Rick Ware racing car, meaning you have a half-decent piece, you're golden. You're pretty much, you have to defend maybe for a few laps, and then you're just setting sail. The battle of attrition is not there. It's not good racing. And I tell you what, that's all you have to do. Just get track position and just chill. But hey, the 22 crew, they had easily the fastest car out there. Chase Elliott wrecked himself. That's my honest opinion there. He came down on the restart. Look, you know who's behind you. The spotters always know if there's a guy mad at you, they're going to tell you. If there's a guy who might be a little bit more conservative, might not be as aggressive on a restart, maybe like a Jeff Burton in years back, someone that's not going to, force the issue. He knew the one car was behind him, right? He went down, made a bad block. Every driver has done it. Chastain did nothing wrong there, guys. And I'm a Chase Elliott fan. I'm disappointed he didn't win it, but that's fine. I had a feeling Logano was going to get it done. It's just, he was so fast. He qualified on pole. It was just his year. It felt like it was his year to win it. Coming to the end, you win early. You get those extra weeks off. I did have Chase. I picked him before the playoffs started to win the championship, and he wrecked himself there. I know there's going to be a lot of people who say different, that Chastain should have lifted. No, it's the restart at Phoenix, and the thing is about Phoenix, probably the only good thing I could say about the whole racetrack is that there's like a 8-lane wide dog leg on the back straightaway, where you could go 8 wide, and then it bottlenecks in the corner. So my point being is that, as Elliott's an experienced race car driver, you can't make that block. That happens every restrictor plate race. It just happened to happen at Phoenix. So that's how it feels. It feels for Chase. You win the regular season championship, and then you get spun out by your own doing. Chastain did nothing wrong there. And then the one car, he was third place, coming with about 10, 15 to go. He did not have the best race car. That was very clear. And I tell you what, he didn't even try the wall ride. I don't even think he was truly close enough that maybe even attempt it. It probably wouldn't even work because the way Phoenix has their wall layout. But yeah, he pretty much just said, you know what, third place, it's all you can do. I really wish Chase would have won it. I think Chastain would have been the coolest one out of all of them because of the amazing Martinsville move he made last week. But the truth about that is it doesn't matter if Chastain won this championship or not, fellas. He will always be remembered for the Martinsville Miracle. I mean, that is, he could win 5 championships and he will be remembered for generations for what he did at Martinsville. That's just the truth of the matter. No one's going to remember how many races he won or X, Y, and Z. They're going to remember him flat-footing 3 and 4 at Martinsville. So, I mean, hey, amazing season for Trackhouse. Amazing season for Chase Elliott. Statistically, his best season ever. He didn't win the championship, right? Joey Logano, quiet all year long. He win the Clash, he win Donington, even though he screwed Byron out of a win, but that's a story for a different day. You win Gateway, and then, you win Phoenix. And then for Bell, I feel like their luck bank ran out. They had enough luck to get through the Roval. They had enough luck at Martinsville to just survive and advance. There was a reason why they were in those positions, because they made mistakes. They happened to make a mistake, and they didn't have enough time to recuperate. So, great season for Bell, though. Great season. But on more of a brighter note, I will say 2022 is the most exciting season I've ever watched of stock car racing. It really is. It really is. The 1.5 mile racing, the excitement that they used to have way back in the Nextel and Winston Cup days of the 1.5 mile racing, it's back. It really is. Like, the action is there. When you go to these cookie cutter tracks, a lot of people like to call them, excluding Texas, because that track sucks. But that's another story. The racing is that good. The short tracks, I'll be honest with you, they got to work on them. The road courses, they got to work on them. The Roval was the worst Roval race we've seen. Richmond, Bristol, even Martinsville. Like, the racing was not that good. People are going to remember the last 50 laps of Martinsville last week, but they're not going to remember the first 450 laps where absolutely nothing happened. Like, truth be told, as soon as they ended the Homestead race, I knew the next 2 events, which would be Martinsville and Phoenix, were going to be bad because they're flat tracks. I am not a fan of how these next-gen cars race on flat tracks. When you go to Martinsville and you have almost an uneventful race for 400 laps, there's a problem, because every other generation of car that has ran there, COTs, Gen 4s, Gen 6, high horsepower, low horsepower, does not matter, even chrome bumpers with a Gen 3 and Gen 2, whatever it may be, they raced Martinsville aggressively. The next-gen cars don't. So they got to go back to the drawing board. They got to get the short track package. They got to get the road course package, because if you can get those two as good as the 1.5 mile racing, where you have part failures, where you have people spinning out, you have crashes, creates cautions, creates restarts, create parity, strategy, just mix it up. If you make these cars make them more tough to drive and have part failures, it trickles down. It creates parity. You get timely cautions. People stay out. People, pit. That's what we see at the 1.5 miles. You see just one Joe Schmo spin out. Guess what? Everybody's scrambling on pit road. They don't know what to do. You get better racing, fellas. So that they got to fix that. Obviously, the safety with the race cars, I'm sure they'll address a lot of that. But 2022, in my opinion, was the best quality of racing I have ever seen. A full season, flag to flag. There's a reason we had 20 or 19 different winners. It's incredible. We may never see that amount of parity ever in the sport again, because this is the first year of it. Hendrick Motorsports is going to be much stronger next year. Joe Gibbs Racing, Penske, Trackhouse, all these teams are going to have much better technology and a stranglehold on the sport, so to speak. And this is where the smaller teams, if they don't make leaps and bounds, they're going to fall behind. The Front Row Motorsports, the Petty GMSs, the Richard Childress Racing, they cannot fall behind, because with the great reset of the sport, if you fall behind, guess what? It's going to go back to how the Gen 6 was. So it's going to be more important than ever for the mid-pack teams to keep up with the big 4-car operations. But Logano's the champion. It was a fun season. 2023, who knows how it's going to be. Johnson's coming back. AJ Allmendinger is going to be full-time. Ty Gibbs be full-time, should be. And then we have of course, Noah Gragson, which I think is the most, just the spiciest entry out of all of them, because I truly feel like Noah Gragson can win in that 42 car. If Eric Jones can win the Southern 500 and the 43, believe me, Noah Gragson probably won't win a race, but he certainly can. He has the talent, and they've proven to have the horsepower. And then you add Jimmy Johnson, which is probably going to bring 1,000 sponsors to the team. You never know. You never know. So Noah Gragson could easily win a cup race next year. I personally don't think he will. He might win 5 of them. I have no idea, but it's too early in his career. But I just feel like that 42 car is not going to be the Ty Dillon 42 car. No disrespect. But it was definitely a fun season. It's crazy. It's already over. Just think about that for a second, guys. All November, December, and then January. But at least we got football. I'll tell you what, though. Football was significantly more interesting than the Phoenix race. I mean, nothing happened, guys. Nothing. Like, once you got out front, it was pretty much they're just trying to fill airtime. Like, they hype up the Phoenix race every year, or the finale, especially with the Phoenix ones, where they're going to be beating and banging. They're going to be beating each other up on pit road, spinning each other out. It's going to be a photo finish with fireworks in the background, and then it's just really just one guy leads the last 35 laps and nothing happens. That's pretty much what this track does. So what I'm saying, I'm critiquing this racetrack. Change it. Either put more banking. I would love to see a modified Phoenix Raceway. Put a crap load of banking in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Keep the dog leg. Keep the what used to be the front straightaway. Could you imagine having like Bristol style banking in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2? It would be like a Frankenstein version of Rockingham. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. And it would make the racing so much better, especially if they want to double down and keep making this the finale, which unfortunately it does return in 23. So I would love to see Phoenix get remodified. I've been saying this with Richmond. They need to do something with it because it doesn't matter where you go or what car goes to Richmond. The racing has just been crap the past decade and a half. Phoenix, in my opinion, is in the same boat. I just feel like flat tracks with stock cars don't race nowhere near as good as the banking ones, and it's kind of obvious. They just don't turn as well, and I feel like the better cars can get away more than they could at insert generic Kansas or whatnot. But that's just my own 2 cents, guys. If it was up to me, we'd go to Homestead. We would put Homestead as the season finale. Phoenix deserves a race, but not 2. Until they can get racing better there, then they don't deserve 2 race dates. That's just what it is. Phoenix lost, or not Phoenix, but Michigan, Dover, Texas. Oh my goodness, what else? Pocono. Years ago, New Hampshire. I mean, they all lost their second race date because they couldn't keep up with the racing quality and the attendance. Phoenix, they got to do something. So, what do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. I'm so hyped for the sale, for the Circle B Black Friday sale. Wait all year for it. So many 164s, so many 124s, year after year after year. I have no idea what they're going to have this year because they always change it. There's always a few surprises. Hopefully it's going to be great. I'm really excited for it. It is the best opportunity to get, a bulk amount of diecast. If you like, getting a whole bunch of different ones, it could be from 2014, 2020, whatever it is. They're probably going to have a few next gens. Don't expect a drastic discount because, again, they just came out and everything's more expensive, but there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, last year they had 124s, guys, that were like $15. Granted, they were like from 2014, 2015, but where in the world are you going to find a brand new mint in the package 124 for like $15? You can't even go to the racetrack at the Gypsy Tents and get that for a die cast like that. Usually it's only the used or the extremely overproduced early 2000s stuff, right? But my point is, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for watching the video. And again, Chase, he wrecked himself. I'm not being salty about that. Look, you got to be an objective Chase Elliott fan. You can't look through the rose-colored glasses, so to speak. You just got to call it what it is. He should have lifted, went to the right side, let Chastain go around him, and then come back and pass him on the next lap. That's what he should have done. He didn't do it, and he lost it. That's just the truth. Thank you again for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet, signing off.